My name is Russell Chen. I'm the vice chair tonight, standing in for Marty Akins, who is the chair but not able to be with us. To my left is member John Himmel, Jonah Barry, Jeffrey Frankel, Charlie O'Brien. Behind me is Charlie Dom, assistant commissioner, and to my right, Kathleen Griffin, clerk. If you have your cell phones, please put it on vibrator or silent so that the meeting is uninterrupted. Going to have everyone who's going to testify tonight stand up and take an oath. If you would, raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and it's nothing but the truth and the matters now in hand. Thank you. All right. Could I have a motion, please, to accept and waive
The minutes.
the minutes of the meeting?
That's gonna remind you.
What's that?
It's gonna remind
Oh,
you.
no, I get cheat sheet right here. Motion to accept and waive the reading of the minutes for the regularly scheduled meeting on February 10, 2026. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I second that.
Thank you. First order of business is ZBA 25-3, Ward 6, Jim Chen for a variance and special permit / FPOD to subdivide the parcel and construct a single-family dwelling on the new parcel on the premises numbered 23 Botolph Street, Quincy. Mr. Chen, you have the floor.
Yes.
Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board. My name is Jim Chen, for the record, 606 Washington Street in Quincy. Yeah. I'll be representing the client, Kevin Chen, who's also here with us. So per board's recommendation, suggestion last time that we reduce the footprint of the building to 24 feet wide by 36 feet. So the left side of the proposed building, it remains at 13 feet. And then the right side would be at 5 feet 8 inch from the property line and close to 16 feet, about 15 feet from the existing building. So as suggested, the basement floor is one open space for entertainment room. The bathroom has been removed. And the proposed structure has 3 bedrooms on the top floor and 2 full bathroom on the second floor. And this is a view of the new proposed structure, which is 24 by 36 feet.
Can you just highlight real briefly what the changes are that you made from the last time?
Yes. So the dimension of the footprint has been changed from 24 feet 8 inches to 24 feet, and then reduced from 38 feet to 36 feet suggested. And then there was a full bathroom here that has been removed. First floor, footprint change, but the layout remains the same. The second floor, pretty much the same thing, but reduced the footprint.
Anything else?
Oh, wait,
You all set?
Thanks.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
have no questions.
No questions.
No questions.
No questions.
I think they did what we requested, right? So
Yes, they did, Chair.
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone here who would like to speak in favor? In favor? Anybody? Oh, sir, just stand up and state your name and address for the record.
My name's Kevin Chen, and I'm the owner of this property. Currently, my parents live on 23, and they've been living there for like a long time. Right now they don't have any like bedroom on the first floor, and they are in the 70s, and they would like to have a first floor bedroom. So that's why we have the land, and we want to build next door. You know, I know this project has been taking a while because I wasn't in a hurry. I haven't in a hurry yet because they haven't get a need to, they are not in a wheelchair yet, but we are just preparing for the future, they wanted to age in place. in the area. So that's why we want to make this house. And the next house, the existing house is probably gonna be either rental or, I might move in, later on if my kids are like, go to college, I might move back to Quincy because I live in Quincy for over 20 years. I just moved out, like a few years ago.
What's your current address?
35 Ash Street in Westwood.
Okay, thank you. Anyone undecided or opposed? Undecided or opposed to the petition?
We have one communication in opposition.
Name, Bill Cuniff, 23 Batal Street, ZBA variance. Dear Counsel Riley, I just wanted to make my thoughts known regarding the above referenced case. As someone who has been the beneficiary, having been able to subdivide, build, I understand the petition of the applicant to seek subdivision of what could be considered a large size for the lot in the neighborhood. However, after having reviewed the plans online, it becomes more apparent that what the applicant is requesting is somewhat egregious. The request side setbacks are just a non-starter. To subdivide and create 5-foot side setback on both new and existing is just wrong and somewhat disingenuous. The proposed house is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, very large as well. The site is Res B. It's only my opinion, but I think the property would be better served by an addition to the existing or a detached ADU. Sincerely, Bill Cuniff, 52 Ashworth.
Okay. Counselor, are you in on this one?
Deborah Riley, 9 Land Green Street, Ward 6 City Councilor. It does seem like the plans are almost identical, but I know they removed the bathroom. And as I recall, I thought the recommendation was to maybe do townhouses. I thought that's where that last hearing left, but I could be wrong because everything's starting to blend together. I do think the side setbacks between the two buildings is inadequate, but I understand that he's made an effort to comply. He's been here a couple of times, and eventually something is going to go there. I just wish we would not squeeze people so close together, but I hope that everybody gets along whenever it gets built. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We ready to vote? I think there's no other people who need to be heard to close that part of the hearing and deliberation.
I think it's too large for a 4,173-foot lot. I think 4 bedrooms is too much. I know they've bid back. I know they have reduced it. I still think it's too large, and I'm not in favor of it.
I'm not in favor of 4 bedrooms with only 2 parking spaces. And I'm okay with the overall footprint of the structure, but the 4th bedroom is just too many for the 2 parking spaces.
Yeah, just taking the bathroom out didn't make me think that it's not going to be a bedroom someday. There's plenty of room for that, so 4-bedroom, too tight on the lines, I'm not in favor of it either.
The only thing that I can say is that the way that we squeezed them together was so that they could get the parking on either side. So that's, yeah, I mean, we had to give somewhere in order to get. So I'd like to see one less bedroom also, but I don't know, we've been at this property a long time.
It's okay.
Jim, doesn't look like you have enough votes to carry. And it looks like the concern is the number of bedrooms more than anything. We understand that you did what you could do in terms of shrinking the size of the house. The lot lines are still pretty tight at 5 feet. What do you want to do?
If the number of bedrooms is a concern, would you be able to condition on approval with 3 bedrooms? We can remove the,
2
One
full
bedroom.
baths.
Two
I
full
wouldn't approve 2 full baths on the 2nd floor.
One full bath?
One full bath on the second floor with 2 bedrooms.
But the upper floor has a master bedroom.
Your upper floor has 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths.
And you're okay with just,
2 bedrooms, 1 bath on the second floor.
okay. Are you okay with that, the owner?
The reason we make it a 4-bedroom is like my sister, they live in Hong Kong, and every summer they comes back and they have 2 kids. So it's 4 people coming back to visit my parents every summer. I don't understand why a master bedroom with another full bath is like an issue, you know?
I think when,
You're eventually gonna sell the house.
Yeah.
And somebody else would have 4+ bedrooms with 2 parking spaces. So we have to think beyond your ownership period.
Okay. But like, why is the bathroom matter too, you know? I mean, I could make it a larger
Because you
bedroom.
could call it an office and then turn it into a bedroom quite easily. We're very mindful of how people work around what we're asking for.
Okay.
not that you would do that, but we have to be mindful of that and mindful of future owners of the property.
Yeah, but it's still a single family, so, you know. I could make upstairs like one master and another like big bedroom or whatever, you know.
So you're constrained by the 2 parking spaces tandem that you have as well.
Yeah.
By adding additional bedrooms, you're really legally required to have additional parking, but you're not really able to increase your parking to accommodate the number of bedrooms you want.
Bringing down the footprint.
So I think the proposal was we could live with 3 bedrooms and you still have just 2 parking spaces, but we wouldn't want to go further than that because that still isn't necessarily in compliance.
Sorry, I'm not a big fan of the footprint either. I just think it's way too much, but that's mine.
So,
I could shrink that down and get more parking spaces.
is there a way to get a 3rd parking space in there? By shrinking it?
Smaller building.
Agreed.
You want to have a conversation with your architect and see what you want to do with the petition, because we need to move on to the next one.
Yeah, I understand, yeah, but originally we were going with like a attached building, so we didn't have to do that, and the board suggests us to subdivide, you know, and we come back per the request of the board. The original proposal was attached, you know, is that make it a 2-family, you know? And you guys didn't like that and asked us to subdivide and make it into 2 separate buildings.
Because the original plan just looked like a house attached with a hallway. It didn't, the 2-family drawing was not something that was appealing to the board as well.
The original proposal was like a townhouse, you know, so it's like attached. Like one of the walls is like attached to the existing house. And I did what you guys like asked, you know, because I have to go through like subdivide the lands and stuff. Because you know, last time you said you would like to see it like separate instead of like, you know, together.
You've given us 2 separate parcels, but what you're trying to build is too big and too many bedrooms. Because you're required to have a parking space per bedroom.
Yeah, I agree. I can like make it a 3-bedroom. You know, the first 4 bedroom is a must because
That's
it's
fine.
one of the.
We're not-
Upstairs we could make a master with a walk-in closet and another larger bedroom. You know, so to accommodate the 2 kids, I guess. You know, when they come back.
Sounds like some of the other board members would like to see a bigger property line.
I mean, without me, he's got what he needs. If you guys are, I just think it's too big a building for the lot. That's just me. I wasn't here last time. I'm taking it on fresh.
Oh.
I watched the video, but.
Well, we asked them to shrink the
Yeah,
dimensions,
John told me.
and they shrank, not
Not
a
by
whole
very
lot.
much.
They
Right, inches.
technically shrank,
Not a lot.
not a lot.
But we cannot
Less than a
shrink it
foot.
anymore unless we like move it to the left because like the bedroom is like, you know, to have a comfortable bedroom you have to have about like 13 feet wide, right? And then you have the door to hallways stuff. In terms of width, you know, we cannot shrink it that much more, you know.
You're constricted by the size of your lot,
Yeah.
essentially.
Can we move the building more toward the, you know, the left? Because the left we try to keep it at 13, you know. can we make it like 10 and,
You won't have enough room to open your car doors.
It's still too much for the size of the lot.
It's all cars. You're opposed because of the size of the building. Jeff is opposed because of the size of the building.
Yeah.
John is okay if it's 3 beds. Charlotte's okay.
so like,
You're okay if it's 3 beds? You're okay with the size of the building? I'm trying to get a,
Trying to give them clear direction.
yeah, I want to let them know where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much restriction on a lot with the buffer in the back and, you know, you're really squeezing a normal sized house in there because they got all that unusable land back there in the wetlands.
Yeah, because of the buffer, yeah.
Yeah, because of the buffer.
Yeah, it's really restricted, even the lot is small, and then you have a third of it is unusable. It's even smaller. Hence the variance.
And again, I think that the space between the two buildings, the side setbacks there are as a result of having to get the parking on the site. Because there's nowhere up there to park, 'cause, you know, off of the site. It's a tough neighborhood, tough area we're in.
I'd be willing to go 3 bedrooms, existing parking. He did shrink the building. It wasn't a huge amount that he shrank it by, but I think he's constrained by the size of the lot. I still don't know whether he has enough votes here, given that.
I'd like to see the new plan.
You want to see another plan?
Yes.
A smaller plan.
Jim, can you? So I think what the board is saying is that you wouldn't have the votes tonight to approve what you have in front of us now.
Okay.
Certain members want to see a smaller footprint. I think all of us would like to see it no more than 3 bedrooms. And they want to see a different plan.
Okay, that's fine with me. And do we have a direction of how much to shrink, or another 2 feet would make it, or 1 foot?
You're talking about on the right side, of course, right?
Correct.
You know, we can't touch the left side of the parking. So right now you're at 5 feet?
5 feet 8 inch, yeah.
5 feet what?
8 inch.
5 feet 8?
It's awful close.
Yeah.
Get it to 7, 7.5.
7, 7.5, 3 bedrooms.
Can you do 7.5 with 3 bedrooms? Can you work with a 7.5 foot setback in 3 bedrooms
So cut back another 2 feet.
somewhere? Can you find that?
Yeah, I think we can work it out.
can we like, make it like a, you know, like make it the garage, like the parking site within the building and move the building like more toward the left? So I think having a garage is even better for them, so they don't have to shower, you know.
Well, there'd be,
Like a
there'd be another structure that'd be close to the other side of the lot line. If you're saying putting a
So
garage,
to eliminate the driveway and move it back, but we're gonna do like a front entry garage with 1 parking in front and 1 inside the garage, you know? That way we can move the building more to the left.
I'm not sure, I'm not an architect, so you'd have to talk to Jim about that. I was thinking, can you cantilever the second floor over the parking area to get that bedrooms on the second floor a little bit bigger?
No, I'm just trying to see if we can, like, having a garage instead of a driveway, you know? And then move the building more toward the left side.
But then you're gonna add more structure to the left side of the house.
Yeah, but so we can move the whole thing over.
Then the setbacks on that side aren't gonna work.
But he's got a little bit more to work with on that
So
side.
you're talking garage under?
No, the ground floor.
So you're taking the bedroom
Yeah.
on the first floor out.
We just probably reconfigure, like, put the stairway in the middle and like using some of the room as a garage, you know?
How much time do you want, Jim, to come back?
What's the next meeting?
Next meeting is,
10th.
the 10th, and we've already surpassed that. The meeting after that is March 24th.
Okay.
When do you need the submission by?
I need the submission by,
10th.
14.
oh, that's the catch. So for you guys to have it for 2 weeks, I actually have to have this by March 5th. So the next meeting after that would be April 13th.
Yeah, March 5th is kind of very tight. Completely redesigned.
So if you did April 13th, you would have to have everything at the zoning office by March 26th.
I will.
Okay.
Or we can shrink the building like 2 feet, like I said.
Yeah, we can shrink it 2 feet in.
Yeah, shrink it.
That way I can.
Yeah, we
make
can
it for
just
1 feet.
reconfigure the bedroom to the rear and, you know, make it like the open floor plan, you know?
Okay, in that case, I can make it for March 5th.
You just shrink it 2 feet in the width.
I think we've said we'd like to see at least a 7-foot setback on the right.
Okay.
Okay.
And 2 bedrooms on the second floor, not 2 bedrooms with an office. That's really a 3rd bedroom that we call an office.
Okay. Yeah, we can do,
So you want to be put on March 24th?
yes, March 24th.
So you can get me the new plans by March 5th.
Correct.
The 7 feet setback on the right, right?
324.
So push it back to
324.
We'll make a motion.
Yeah.
ZBA 25-3, make a motion. Special permit, 23 Batal Street, Quincy, Mass. Be postponed, move forward till March 24th, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay, March 24th, your next hearing. Next case, ZBA 2555, Ward 4, Jim Chen for a finding to construct an additional story on the existing 1.5-story dwelling in the same footprint, resulting in a 2.5-story dwelling on the premises number 35 Dayton Street, Quincy, Mass.
Good evening again, board members. Jim Chen, architect, for the record, 606 Washington Street. So before you tonight is the 35 Dayton Street. I know that the board wasn't quite supportive of an ADU unit attached to the single family, so we had removed that. On the second floor, which was right above the existing garage portion. So this would be a second floor addition now, exactly over the footprint of the main house. The portion over the garage, that addition has been removed. So it will be a one-car garage, existing one-car garage and 2 additional parking on the outside. The first floor, we have an open concept with a study room right at the upper corner of that rear house, of the house with larger door opening. Second floor will be a 3-bedroom with 2 bath. And then you can see that on the left side of the house where we have the 1-story existing garage, that will maintain as it is, because the foundation of that garage might not be able to support the second floor addition. So the second floor addition would just be right at that portion there, the main house, where the main house is. Footprint stays the same. And the overall height of the proposed building is within compliance with the zoning code, which is at approximately 29 feet. I'll open up for any questions.
Okay, thank you. Questions for the board? I have no questions at this time.
I have no questions.
No questions.
No questions.
Good for now. Thank you.
Thank you. You can have a seat. Is there anyone in favor of this petition? Anyone in favor? Just come up, state your name and your address.
Good evening. Virginia Ryan Wood, 4th City Councilor. I was here at the last meeting when he wanted the ADU over the garage and was really kind of looking to expand it too much. So I am in favor of this modified plan.
Thank you, Councilor.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone else in favor who wants to speak? In favor? Close that part of the hearing. Anyone opposed or undecided wants to speak? Opposed or undecided? Come up, state your name, please.
Hi, Colin Harper, 11 Dayton Street. Just think the house, it seems like a small lot, a single-family house on the street. And the house has been rented, it seems, previously, and there's been a lot of cars parked, 4 or 5 cars on the street over years. And it seems, is the house going to be rented again with a lot of cars and traffic on the street, parked on the street? I've had this problem, the house next door to me, a few years back, sold 4 years ago, whatever, the house had 6 and 8 cars parked on the street because they've rented the house out. So the house, it looks kind of large for the site that it's on the lot. So that's the reason I would ask the board to give it consideration.
Okay.
If it's suitable for the street.
Yeah.
A lot of single family living on the street and, is the house going to be rented and there's going to be a lot of cars parked on the street, causing traffic issues? Just doesn't suit the neighborhood, I think. That's why I'd object to it.
He's indicated that currently there are 2 parking spaces. He would be required to have 3, and he is providing 3 with his plan. Based on the number of bedrooms, he's going to provide for 3 parking spaces.
Oh,
It would be an increase of 1.
okay. But,
I don't know whether he's going to own it or rent it.
yeah, that seems to be, like, as I said, I'm at 11 Dayton and the house next door was sold 4 or 5 years ago and they rented it out and at one point with 8 cars driveway out on the street. I just don't want to see that happening
Yeah,
again
that's
because it doesn't suit the neighborhood, obviously.
Right.
I'm sure you could agree on that.
One point is, we can't enforce the parking regulations.
Yeah, okay.
The suggestion is that you continue to call the police department if they're blocking driveways or if they're interfering with the regular traffic. That's all that we can do. All that we can do is have them go by whatever the rules are that allow for the parking, and they're meeting the parking regulations, so.
Yeah, it's just, as I say, a lot of single family houses, White Street, and we just wouldn't want to see that happen again, what happened next door to my property, so that's all I have to say.
Yep.
Okay? Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wants to speak against the petition, opposed to the petition? Okay, close that part of the hearing. Ready for a vote and discussion? Charlie?
I'm good. I think by removing the ADU, and then adding to it, I think is legitimate request.
Same.
Okay.
We can't require it to be removed. Part of our approval.
I didn't hear what you guys were saying.
We're concerned about the full bathroom in the basement, although it's existing. Can we require that that's eliminated as a contingency of our approval for the addition?
Jim, could I ask a question on, there's an existing bathroom in the basement. What is the plan for the use of that in the future?
I think the owner was gonna remodel that.
Remodel?
Yeah, but there's a currently existing room down there. They were gonna remove that.
You're gonna remove, what did you say?
There's currently a room called the existing storage room there. We're just gonna open that up and,
Yes, we were going using that room. We can remove that.
have an open playroom.
Okay, so there'll be no interior walls over there to designate it as a bedroom as such. Is there a window to that room?
No, there's no window.
Okay.
But they would want to remodel the.
Keep the bathroom,
the bathroom and-
but
yeah,
update it.
Update it.
That's the plan. But they'll be removing the interior walls that are in the, that show an existing room. Storage. So it'll just be one big room. You want to include that as a condition?
I'd pull the bathroom. I'd pull the full bath in the
You'd
basement.
pull the bathroom,
Yeah,
pre-existing thing.
they want our approval for the big addition on the second floor. I just think it's begging for someone to live down there. And now you have too many living spaces and too many cars. I think the parking's very tight. The reality that they're gonna use that garage, I think, I don't think they're actually gonna use the garage. So in functional, it's gonna be 2 car parking, not 3. And I think the full bath in the basement is begging to be turned into a bedroom in the future.
And that would end the possibility of using it as a short-term rental also.
Yeah, that's your ADU. So if we can make a contingency of the addition, removal of the basement bathroom.
So the concern is that with the continuing existence of the bathroom in the basement, it lends the space to be used as another ADU, which we all had problems with last time.
Yes, yeah.
And it could be rented out as another space. The suggestion from board member Barry is that we condition the approval on the removal of that existing bathroom in the basement.
That should be fine.
It'll work.
I could live with that.
It's okay.
Agreed.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay. Have a motion, please?
ZBA 25-55, Jim Chen for a finding to construct an additional story in the existing 1.5-story dwelling in the same footprint, resulting in a 2 and 1/2-story dwelling. Premises 35 Dayton Street, Quincy, Mass. Make a motion to accept with the exception of the removal of the full bathroom in the basement.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None.
Second. You're too fast.
I think I'm the one that usually seconds this. Okay.
You can stay on this.
He wants to subdivide parcels, 6.
Okay, next up is CBA 2563, JC 63, Ward 6, JCBT Architect for a variance to subdivide the parcel and construct a 2.5-story, single-family dwelling on the premises numbered 14 Albion Road, Quincy. Is the applicant here?
Yes. Yes,
State your name and address for the record, please.
yes. Good evening, member of the board. My name is Tram Nguyen. I'm here with Bonnie Tan from JCBT Architect. Is represent the owner of 1418 Albion Street. Since the last hearing, we have moved the proposal single family forward and align with the 18 Albion Street on the right side and have the 3 parking space in the rear of both 16 and 18 Albion. The existing 2 detached garage will be demolished and turned into grass area, as you can see. And we are now seeking relief on minimum lot size, minimum lot width and frontage, and minimum front and side yard setback. We have eliminated the attached 1-car garage due to the opening space. Suggest and the off-street parking space requirement. We have expanded the first floor living space by eliminate the garage. Sorry. And the proposed open space calculation for 16 Albion Street will be 2,500 square feet at 44%. And for 18 Albion Street will be 2,400 square feet at 45%. And that is the end of my presentation.
Thank you. Questions for the board? Comments? Mr. Hill?
Hate to see another 11,000 square foot lot chopped up, but
Yeah. Into two non-conforming lots, I get it.
I think it's a re-subdivision. I think it was 2 lots, and then unity of ownership, is
Correct,
that correct?
correct. It was
It's
previous owner, I believe the previous owner owned 2 lots for a while, and either he combined it to do some sort of
Well,
work.
I think the
Or
unity
automatic.
of ownership was automatic,
Right, right.
so I don't think we have much
No.
choice
we can
there,
do
right?
it.
nope.
And the lot size is pretty consistent with the rest of the single family
Right,
on the
yeah.
street. And per the board suggestion and the counselor's suggestion, we have moved that building forward to
Right.
put the parking in the rear. And because of that, turning radius doesn't work, so we couldn't fit the garage inside, so we have to put the cars outside. So the 2 single family will total have 6 parking spaces outside in the rear yard. And we have plenty of open spaces.
You could cover those parking spaces with some kind of portico, I guess, in the future, to keep snow off them.
They would prefer, I mean, if that's allowed.
Another time.
Big umbrella.
Yeah, like a carport.
Why, just stand out there.
Maybe a solar panel up on the roof for the open
All in favor, so,
carport.
Ms. Barry?
I'm okay.
No questions?
And again, I think they met when we asked them to do.
They did, okay. You can have a seat.
Thank you.
Swear in 3 spots, right?
Anyone who would like to speak in favor of the petition? In favor?
And they used a lot of
Call that part of the hearing closed. Do we have any letters? No. All right. Anyone opposed or undecided on this petition? Call that part of the hearing closed. Okay, I think we're ready to vote. Okay? We're all in favor. So,
Second. Not sure I got it.
give us a motion.
I'd be happy to give you a motion.
Thank you.
ZBA 25-63 JCBT Architect for a variance to subdivide the parcel, construct a 2.5-story single-family dwelling on the premise numbered 14 Albion Road, Quincy. Make a motion to accept as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay. Thank you. New business? Okay. Under the new business, STR 25-5 Ward 1, Victoria Vu, for a special permit to operate a limited share short-term rental on the premises numbered 45 Stewart Street in Quincy. Here.
The applicant has sent a communication to the zoning office, everyone back, saying that she would like to withdraw her petition. That communication arrived on Saturday, the 14th, and despite the fact that this is being withdrawn, Councilor Richard Ash would like this read into the record. And Ms. Wu's communication is behind that to be also read into the record.
Okay, just in case you didn't hear that, the applicant contacted us on Saturday, 14th, and asked for her application to be withdrawn. So she is not present today, and the application has been withdrawn. Councilor Richard Ash requested that a note be read into the record, so we're going to read his note into the record.
We are going to read it, right? Good afternoon, Clerk Griffin. Please read the correspondence into the record 2/24/2026, Zoning Board of Appeals, public hearing, Stewart Street, Quincy, Mass. I apologize, I have scheduled conflict, cannot attend in person. As you know, this property is located in Ward 1 area, Quincy Point, but borders on Ward 2 by 1 street. As such, I did not have the requested notice on the short-term rental proposal as I would have in my area. I still feel the need to send along concern that the neighbors relayed to me in my travels over the last few weeks. The property sold September 2025, and the applicant is seeking to operate an Airbnb out of it. The home is around 1,300 square feet with 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Stewart Street is densely populated. Residential cut-through street on a hill that connects with Washington Street to the Southern Artery. Primary concern is safety, existing neighbors not being subject to a hotel run out of a home with various guests per evening. This if a family-oriented street with some minor children. The owner is believed to live in Boston or stay there often. This creates an issue vetting overnight guests, and neighbors' property values could also decrease with knowledge of short-term rental operations on the street. Further concerns with the crest is the parking. All of the parking on parcel 45, Stewart Street, seems to be via driveway, 1 car wide, meaning any vehicle for guests would need to be tandem in order to accommodate more cars in the footprint without comprising already narrow and busy side street with families who have multiple vehicles. We know from experience that any cars from the STRs will not remain on the footprint, as it will be increasingly hard to coordinate guests who do not know each other in a tandem driveway. This creates a major issue. Thank you for reading this into the correspondence. Richard Ask, Esquire, Quincy, Council Ward 2.
Thank you.
Underneath that is the communication from the petitioner asking for a withdrawal.
From Victoria Wu, Saturday, 2/14, Catherine Griffin. This sender is trusted. Hello, Kathleen. I would like to withdraw my short-term rental application for 45 Stewart Street, Quincy property. I appreciate your help throughout this time. Best, Victoria Wu, sent from my iPhone.
She sent it from her iPhone.
Okay. All right, moving on to the last petition that we have.
Gonna make a motion?
Vote on that?
Vote on the withdrawal.
Oh, 1 second, please. So all in favor of allowing the withdrawal of the petition by Victoria Vu?
Second. Yes. It's a motion to.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? None.
Second.
All right, we have our last petition, ZBA 26-2, Ward 4, Nolan and Therese Carrier, for a variance to extend horizontally to the front and left side of the existing structure to increase living space on the premises numbered 41 Ashland Street, Quincy, Mass. Would the applicant state your name and address for the record?
Good evening, Nolan Carrier, 18 Oak Street, Charlestown, Mass.
Need to plug into that HDMI for it to show up on the television.
Yes.
Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Vice Chairman, members of the board. My name is Nolan Carrier, and I'm here along with my wife Therese. We're the owners of 41 Ashland Street in Quincy. We're here this evening seeking a variance to allow modest renovations to our single-family home. The project converts the existing 3-bedroom, 1-bath layout into a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home. The proposed addition extends the second floor and the attic to align with the existing foundation, along with the front and left sides of the house. We're not expanding the footprint beyond what exists today. The home is older and reflects an outdated interior layout, particularly with only 1 bathroom, which makes the long-term family use challenging. Our goal isn't to build something out of scale or out of character. It's to thoughtfully modernize the home so we can live in it long-term while preserving the single-family nature and character of the neighborhood. My wife grew up just up the street from 41 Ashland in a house her father built. Many of the neighbors we see every day have known her since she was a kid. Being able to return to this community and raise our own family here means a great deal to us. This project represents reinvestment in the property and in the community. We're not increasing the density, creating additional units, or changing the residential character of the neighborhood. We respectfully believe the relief can be granted without negatively impacting traffic, utilities, or neighborhood character, and that the proposal is consistent with the intent of the zoning ordinance. Thank you for your time and consideration. We're happy to answer any questions. We also have our architect, Tony Donato, here to answer any design-specific questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Antonino Donato, AD Architect, 7 Glendale Way, Canton, Massachusetts.
Are you plugged in, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm just
Do I have to
firing
do
it up.
the-
I had to open it up for it to wake up, sorry.
I was wondering why it. Do I need to do the screen thing, Kathleen?
If they
No,
want to
actually,
come in.
he's,
Okay,
I don't know how, I think he's magic. Because the green light's still on.
okay.
Bingo. Wow.
Oh, right.
How did that work?
So if I could, I'll start with the existing home. I have some existing plans here. As you can see, the existing home is, this is the upper level. There are 3 very small bedrooms and no bathrooms on the upper floor currently. The only bathroom exists on the first floor. There's a full bathroom off the kitchen on the first floor. So that's the real challenge here, to make this a more usable home. So the relief that we're seeking, if you can see, this is the existing footprint of the home on the lot. And the red dotted line would be the current zoning setback requirements. So the existing home is over the setbacks in the front and on the one side. There's also the lot width is, or frontage is supposed to be 85 feet or 50 feet, and the square footage of the existing lot is only 5,000 square feet. So these are all existing non-conforming conditions that we're not intending to make any worse. There's an existing 1-story wraparound porch that we want to reconstruct that. It's in disrepair. We want to reconstruct it, and we want to build a full 2nd story. And it's a very modest addition, even with all the work that we're doing. It's under 1,500 square feet, the home. So 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. Let me go to a floor plan. The existing basement is low ceiling with a rat slab. We have no intention of changing the existing basement. We will be relocating the washer and dryer, though, up for convenience as well. The first floor consists of an entry foyer, a living room, dining room, kitchen, and a small study with a partially covered deck that takes advantage of the existing jog in the foundation. And then moving up from there, again, it's a very modest 3 bedrooms. We have 2 full bathrooms upstairs, 1 captured bathroom to create a master bathroom, and 1 shared bathroom for the other 2 bedrooms. The total square footage that we're adding to the house is approximately 300 square feet. And again, we're doing that by taking there was an existing, you see a dotted line here. This was a wraparound enclosed porch that was, at some point, was added to the living space, and it's in disrepair. And so we're going to be rebuilding again in the same footprint and going up. The only other ask we're looking for is in the dining room. We're trying to add some interest to the home. We've got a projected bay in the dining room to give a little more drama to the space, a little more aesthetic to the home, and what that looks like on the site plan. You can see, actually, this is, at one time, it was a angled bay. Now it's a straight bay, but it's still going to be, it's currently 10 feet 9 from the front corner, 11.8 at the rear. So we're still going to be about 9 feet or so from the existing property line, and this is the side of the neighbor's home. And on this lot, there's an existing 2-car garage in the rear and a large driveway to the right side. So there's ample parking for this home. Let me see if there's anything else I can tell you. I think think that's the gist of it. I can, oops. Again, it's still a very modest home, in keeping with the proportions and scale of the neighborhood. This would be that bump out bay in the dining room I was talking about. If there are any
Yeah,
questions.
what kind of materials do you plan to use on the exterior?
I believe, well, siding, we haven't gotten fully into it yet. I mean, if there's a preference that the board has, whether we use like a hardy plank material or a vinyl, I think that's gonna be, whatever we do, it's gonna want to be low maintenance.
From my perspective, I like the hardy plank. It's long lasting. You can get different colors. The color goes all the way through. That would be my preference.
Yeah, it's a good New England product. I mean, it lasts,
It lasts.
take a lot of weather.
The other question I had is, what are you doing with the garage, if anything?
So currently, the garage could use some work, but I don't think that there's the budget for that right now, so that might be.
Right now, the owner we bought it off of, he still has use of the garage for the next couple of years or so. He he's still a stonemason, he kind of works out there, so we're working with him and he'll be in there for the next few years, but yeah, we bought the home off of him, so he's got an old car in there and some other things that he does back there, but for right now, he'll be in there.
Thank you.
He owns the lot right behind ours too, so.
I see.
No questions.
Did you consider doing a front porch across the whole front of the house?
So because we're already over the setback, I didn't think that that would be appropriate.
How far are you back? What's your front setback?
Let me see. So 13.2 and 13.9.
I think it's a modest ask. I think it looks great. If there was more room, I'd suggest you do a porch, but it's too tight.
Yeah, I mean, in lieu of a porch, we're doing just we've got masonry steps and just a roof over it to try and give it some curb appeal, but we're not trying, I agree. I think a farmer's porch across the front would look fantastic, but we're not trying to, ask for too much here.
Okay. I think it's a very appropriate addition and it looks great.
Thank you.
So you live in Charlestown now, and then we'll be moving out. And I will be using your plans to show other architects the size of a study. It's not the size of a giant bedroom, but no, I agree. I think you've done a great job with the size of the lot you have, and welcome back. Welcome back.
My question is, what year is that car, do you know?
Yeah. What is it?
It's like a Ford 67, I believe.
Oh.
Mustang.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You know, the funny part about the porch being enclosed and incorporating the house, around the corner, about 2 years ago, we did a house that was the same thing. They enclosed it, the
Yeah.
house was added to the living space.
Right.
And they just took the wall, separated them down, so they just made the room bigger. Then it was right around the corner. Oh, it was the same guy. You know? I have no further questions. I'm good.
Thank you. You can have a seat.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of this proposal? Counselor?
Virginia Ryan again. I did have one question with regards to, was there a huge tree in front of the house at one? Did you take that down? You must have taken it down, right? Okay, so I reviewed the plans and I listened to your story, and I think they would be a great addition to the neighborhood in Quincy, so I approve.
Thank you,
Was there,
Counselor.
I'm sorry, was there any conversation with the butters or either by meeting or by direct contact?
No,
Nothing?
well, I posted the meeting this morning, so with the snow and everything, there was no response from any of the abutters. And I am concerned about the prior request for a change on 35 Dayton Street. I just want to make sure that they take out that bathroom.
Yeah. The building department will be on it.
Yeah,
All right.
we made
thank
that a
you.
condition.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak in favor? call that part of the meeting closed. Ms. Ritter,
The DPW has nothing today.
want to say nothing?
Nothing. 41 Ashland Street, case number ZBA 26-2. We have reviewed the submittal above reference project and have no comment.
That's the ADU.
Anyone opposed, undecided? No, call that part of the meeting closed.
I have.
I think we're ready for discussion. I'm in favor of the petition. I think it's going to be clearly an improvement. It's not asking for a lobby statement, the footprint. It's a good looking design. I'm in favor.
In favor as well. Welcome to Quincy.
In favor.
In favor.
Agree.
You have a motion, please.
ZBA 26-2, Nolan and Teresa Carrier for a variance to extend the horizontal front and left side existing structure, increase living space on the premises. 41 Ashland Street, Quincy, Mass. I make a motion to accept as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None.
We're in unison.
Carries. Thank you. Congratulations.
Adjourned 6:55, 56 PM.
Move to adjourn? No second on that one. We're spent.